All right, now we're on W. W. Strange letter, huh? W. Dr. Seuss has Willie's in the wash tub washing Waldo Dew. Seuss is a simpleton. Doesn't have much of a grip on slang. He's just laying himself bare for something nasty with that. Willie in the wash tub washing Waldo Woo. Don't know why he's doing that. But no doubt also washing Willie's Willie too. True. If you take the W and you round out the bottoms, it damn sure looks, you separate them, it looks like one U, two U's, a double U. You think that's how they came up with the name for the letter, W? Sounds like it, huh? But when you make it sharp, which many people do, you don't really have a double U, you have a double V. So why not a double V instead of a W? And if it had been double V, would that have caught on? Would that have remained hokey from the start and had to be changed? Or would W now sound hokey? Pretty crazy. That's what words can do to you. Bit of advice, words of advice. Don't get caught up on unimportant words, and there are many, many of them. Okay, there are some words where they have a precise meaning and you have to stress that meaning and be very careful, but many words just doesn't matter. A snatch, for example, is no less a vagina. And whether you get fucked or screwed, it's all the same. Believe me. And as for shit, it would, by any other name, smell just as foul. Now for X. Seuss has X-ray and xylophone. X-ray is a compound word. It's really not a true X word. Xylophone, of course, is, but note that xylophone has the Z sound, not an X sound. I got so few words that begin with X. My count in the Oxford Unabridged Dictionary is, as far as legitimate X words, 73 or so. And the majority have the Z sound. So you got all these X words, they don't even sound with X. It's got the Z sound. And the others, which are few, that don't have the Z sound, have some sound other than X. So you might think, gee, why can't we just do away with X? What's the use? What's the use? Well, I thought the same thing, but then I got to thinking, without the X, illiterates couldn't sign their name. Without the X, little kids couldn't play tic-tac-toe. Without the X, what would you do with the key Roman numeral? 10, need the X. And then I got to thinking, wow, probably most important, since to eliminate it would maybe set the world back thousands of years. You solve for X. Without the X, you couldn't solve anything, huh? Doesn't that sound right? So we need the X. Just a word of advice, though, before we move on, you parents. Tic-tac-toe sounds simple, but it's a gateway puzzle, a gateway game. Tic-tac-toe, no doubt, will eventually lead to something like checkers. And before long, you go from checkers to probably an addiction to chess. And you certainly don't want that. Remember Bobby Fischer? Some of you do.